Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today my meal of the week is bacon, spinach and cheese stuffed chicken. I'm just getting Derek to slice the chicken up. I'm using a minimum amount of chicken today. I'm only using 2 fillets of chicken and Derek's actually sliced them up in half, which is quite difficult to do, but he was off on this day, so he said he'd do it for me and then I could just record it. But yeah, he's actually slicing them into 3 pieces there, and then he's going to roll it out, you know, to make it as thin as possible, because we do have to roll the chicken up, which is quite hard if the chicken isn't thin. So we're only using like 2 fillets of chicken here. So overall we're looking at this meal being around about, you know, $10, maybe $11 for the meal, depending on what you're using for the filling. But I'm just using like the cheapest ingredients I can use. Like, I'm not going to be using a lot of bacon because it doesn't need a lot in it. So I'm using around about $5 to $6 worth of chicken. I'm pretty sure I paid like $10 a kilo for this chicken on special anyway. So try and roll it out or hit it with the rolling pin just to make it more tender as well that way, and you can just flatten it out a lot more. This is a great recipe to put. You can put anything in this, to be honest. I always buy frozen spinach, really, really cheap. It's like $1 a bag and it comes in portion sizes. It's cheaper than buying spinach any other way. And it doesn't take long to defrost in the microwave. Honestly, like 50 seconds and it's done for a couple of little cubes. So Derek's just going to roll that out now. And then we're just going to fill it up with, spinach, cheese and bacon. That's just what I'm using because that's what I had in the fridge. So I've got some middle bacon here and my frozen spinach here. I'm not going to be using a lot of frozen spinach, probably only 4 little cubes of it. I'm just going to be using sliced cheese because it's easy, it's inexpensive, and it's just going to be a simple recipe tonight. So here I've just like defrosted the spinach in the microwave, and that will do these 3 pieces of chicken. Doesn't matter how you do it. But a lot of people put the bacon on the outside of the chicken, which is a really good idea. I have done that many times before, but I want to try it on the inside of it. It doesn't matter what you do, because if you put it on the outside, it's going to get crispy, the bacon, but the chicken will be tender. And this did come out more crispy on the outside of the chicken. So, you probably can't win either way, but it doesn't really matter how you do it. I'm just doing it this way today. And that's all we're going to be putting in it, you know, because if we put any more in it, it's too hard to roll. I actually had a bit of difficulty trying to roll it up. I did it at first and then Derek did the next lot. So that's pretty much it. That's just from one like chicken breast. Okay, that's 1 chicken breast there. And we're just going to roll that up now. And I've got skewers, just wooden skewers, which I put in water so they don't burn. And that's the best thing to do if you're putting them in the oven in case they catch on fire. But Derek has broken the skewers up for me and we've just done it like that. So it's super easy. Like I said, it goes a long way if you can cut it up into thirds like Derek has. I probably wouldn't have been able to do it, to be honest. But we're going to do the same thing again with the next lot. And as you can see, we're just going to be having like veggies with it and some potatoes and things as well, which I'll show you towards the end. So it was super moist and tender on the inside and crispy on the outside. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you enjoyed this week's meal. Like I said before, you can actually make more chicken than that if you want to. I was just trying to make it as cheap as possible. And also we'd already had like a pretty big lunch that day as well. But like if you got a whole kilo of chicken, you could do, you know, you could make a fair bit of those chicken wraps, and you could even have them cold for the next day. But the thing is that if I would have put the bacon on the outside, it would have probably protected the chicken a lot more, because you wouldn't have the crunchy texture, but then again you'd have the crunchy bacon. So there has to be a way of doing it where it's not so crunchy. My oven is just bad at the moment too, so I can't trust my oven. I'm cooking on grill setting on the oven because I don't have an oven. So don't take notice of my cooking in my oven at the moment. I'm just giving you some inspiration, some ideas what you could do with chicken anyway. Sometimes chicken and mince, you can get very, very bored with it pretty quickly. It's very easy to run out of ideas with mince and chicken after a while. So let's start with this week's meal planner. I've got my meal planner here in front of me. I've written it all out. Okay, so I'm not going to tell you what days of the week we've had them or anything like that, but because we just basically have what we want on certain days, because some days you don't feel like that meal, you know, so I don't set days of the week anymore. I used to, but it just doesn't work for our family. Okay, so let's start with the first one here, which is obviously we've just had the chicken, spinach, bacon and cheese. Stuffed chicken, I don't know, I don't think there could be a better name for that. I can't call it Kiev really, can I? So anyway, the wrapped chicken. So that was one meal that we'd had. So there's an idea there. We had lamb roast and veggies. I did have that huge pumpkin, but I haven't cut the pumpkin up yet. So we just had lamb roast with sweet potato. I had heaps of sweet potatoes that I got from the corner shop because they were like $2 a kilo, so cheap. Yeah, sweet potato. I had heaps of potatoes as well, and carrots. I love baked carrots. Let me know if you loved baked carrots, because they are one of my favourite vegetables baked. And I also had like peas with it as well. So that was a really nice dinner, roast lamb. But if you would have seen in my grocery haul, the lamb was very small. And I'm not joking, I should have taken a picture of it. It shrunk to about that size. So it was incredibly small by the end of it. So when my husband got home from work, he was just like looking forward to this lamb. He always looks forward to the leftover lamb, and there wasn't a great deal left over after it, believe me. There probably is a little bit, but not as much as he was hoping for. We had a chicken soup as well. My son has been sick since Tuesday, came home with aching muscles and fevers and things like that. So we made a chicken soup up with parsley and chicken and lentils and all the good stuff in it to make him feel better. And we've been sort of having that most of the week, like not the most of the week, but over the last few days for lunch and things like that. So we had like chicken soup and bread as well. So that was really good. Also on one of the easier nights, we just had like fish. So I had a big pack of, I think it's bird's eye fish. I put mashed potatoes with it, and I had a can of green beans. I mean, I don't often use like canned beans or peas, but they are so easy and so convenient, and they do taste good too. So canned beans, mashed potato and fish, and that was really nice. We just had a few pieces of that. The kids didn't mind it. My oldest boy is funny with fish, so he sometimes likes it and sometimes doesn't, but he ate it. But you know, fish in the freezer, if you do like it, is so easy. We had a big curried sausages and rice as well, so I pretty much you know, just put them all in the slow cooker, and I had that curried sauce, the Master Foods one. I also gave my neighbour a dish of it as well, because I do like to cook for him occasionally if I'm making big meals, and I put some rice on. So that was really good. Just handy to have all those sausages, because you can make such a lot up and you can freeze the batch as well. And the kids always like sausages, so it's always a meal that I know they're going to like. Another night we had hamburgers. One of those nights that we always get to when you're just like, what am I going to do with the mince? You know, it's usually a night when my husband's cooking as well. I'm pretty sure we had beetroot. I'm pretty sure I'll put a picture up here of the hamburger as well. I'm pretty sure we had beetroot, sauerkraut, things like that with it now too. But yeah, I like hamburger nights because the kids enjoy it. You're having a fair bit of meat in one sitting, you know what I mean? Like you feel like you've had, you know, a decent amount of mince. I really do like hamburger night because I know the kids are going to like it. So we've got curried sausage night, we've got hamburger night, which I know those two nights the kids will eat. And you can always make the hamburgers interesting for the kids as well by putting melted cheese on them and put a few chilies on it for my oldest boy, and he really likes that. And tonight, I haven't filmed it yet because I'm still cooking it. We're going to be having a chow mein. So So I've got cabbage. I'm just going to make up my own chow mein sauce. Yeah, I'm just going to make it. Sorry, my door is really creaking. Can you hear that? It's the wind. It's so windy here today, and it's really bitter, like it's cold. Yeah, so I'm going to make my own chow mein sauce up with soy sauce and things like that. So yeah, I've got a cabbage that I bought in the grocery haul. It's basically just cabbage, mince, noodles. I'm going to put some carrot, maybe some frozen veggies in there as well. I'm going to have to get up and stop that door, and hopefully it'll stop doing that now. Sorry. Yeah, so just going to try and put as many vegetables as I can in it. And the noodle thing, with the noodles with chow mein, I do find sometimes they go really, really soggy, or they just go gluggy. So I'm going to try and put the noodles in at the end and just mix it in. I'm not going to like mix it into the chow mein as much. I haven't actually started cooking it yet. I'm about to like prepare it soon. I've got it all ready to go, but I'm probably just going to hop on the phone soon and see the way my mum used to cook it, because she used to cook it really good. She didn't have self-sourcing sauces or anything like that, so I know there's one with oyster sauce, but I don't want to give the kids that because they don't like oysters or anything like that, so probably won't, because they do actually use an oyster base in their soy sauce, their oyster sauce, even though they might not know about it. But if they see me with it, they'll go, oh, I don't want to eat that. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to hop on the phone and see what Mum's got a recipe, if Mum's got a recipe for that. Otherwise, I'm just going to make a concoction up of chow mein with mince and vegetables and cabbage. But it is a good meal that doesn't cost a lot, in saying that you do have to spend money on the cabbage, because that's probably just as expensive as the meat. You can use less meat, more vegetables, bulk it up with noodles, things like that. Actually, I was actually hoping to make an apple crumble as well. I've had, I think I had a couple of people ask me about my apple crumble. It's just really easy. I'm hoping to make it tonight, but I've still got like my boy at home sick at the moment too, and it's been quite draining. You know, you do get very drained and tired when your kids are sick. I think it's because you're putting so much effort into it. You're not sleeping very well at night times, you know, all that sort of thing. Even though he's older now, he it just hasn't been very well this week, and it's the last week before school holidays as well. So yeah, we'll see how we go. If I can make the apple crumble tonight, I will. If not, I'll keep it for next week. But I do love apple crumble. I've got cream and things like that as well. But if not, I'll put it in the meal planner for next week. But pretty much that is my basic meal planner for the week. I did stick to it. The only other thing I was going to do was like a pasties, but I didn't end up doing that because they didn't have mince in my area. Woolies didn't have mince. I couldn't get my hands on any mince for a few days. And at that stage, my son come home sick, and we ended up just doing the chicken soup thing as well. But that's one thing I do want to do, is the beef and vegetable pasties. I bought some frozen ones the other day. They were really good, but I know I can make them pretty cheap, and you can make a lot of them as well. And that's what I'm looking at coming up to the holidays, is making a lot of food for the kids. Like, not a lot of food, but you know what I mean, like sausage rolls, a bulk amount of sausage rolls, pasties, things like that, that's going to fill them up during the day, because I'm just sort of getting to the point where they're constantly looking for snacks. Oh, I just want a snack. Snacks don't fill them up, you know what I mean? It's like, here's a bag of chips, there's a door again. Here's a biscuit or something like that. It's just not filling them up. They need like a meal, I find, through the day. And I think when they've had a meal, like on the holidays through the day, they're not as hungry in the afternoon. And it's easier to probably give them dinner later on as well, where they're just not filling up with a whole heap of junk food. Sorry about the door, I probably should have fixed it. But anyway, thanks everyone for coming along and watching today's meal of the week and meal planner. I hope you enjoyed it. I've also got a Kmart haul I'll be putting up in the next few days as well, and another grocery haul, and then the week will start again. But thanks everyone for watching today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you all soon for my next ones. Thanks everyone. Bye.